And I'm going to be your WOD coach for today, Friday, September 4th, 2015. And today I want to talk to everyone about the $1 Million Debt Buster program that we have going on right now. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, this is definitely the WOD for you. Or if you do, you may be already on board, or you may need to hear this message to realize why this program is so important for you and your family and for every other single person that you know. So back prior to Success School, or right around Success School time, I guess it was right prior to Success School, the Reynolds and Riot Diamond organizations announced their initiative for the $1 Million Debt Buster program, which started August 1st of this year and runs through July 31st of next year. And the goal of this program is, as a team, we will pay off collectively a total of $1 million worth of debt or more in that 1-year time frame. But here's the deal. We're 1 month in. The August total was over $233,000 of debt paid off. So if you just think of that on the scale of 12 months in a year, and the fact that that number is going to continue to increase each month, right now as a team, we're on track to pay off well over $4 million worth of debt. But here's the thing. Why stay on pace with where we're at right now when we can expand that even further and have a greater impact on our country overall and in the lives of the people that we care about? So if you have not already joined the $1 Million Debt Buster campaign, there's a few certain things that you're going to want to do. First off, you're going to want to get in contact with your Ruby and above leader so that way you can join the campaign. So for my husband Casey and myself, our Ruby and above leader is my brother and sister-in-law, Jesse and Beth Reynolds. So of course we contacted them and they give us the action steps to participate in the program. Okay, so whoever your Ruby and above leader is, find that out, contact them, let them know. I know we have a lot of Ruby and above coaches that are helping the different families on our team. Now that debt that was paid off was by, I think, a little over 200 total individuals, but about 150 families. So when you think about how large the Reynolds and Riot Diamond organizations are, that is but a small fraction of the number of people that we should be impacting. So what you want to do is, once you join the $1 Million Debt Buster campaign and you follow the action steps, is you want to be contacting every single team member that you have and letting them know about what you're doing, how much debt you're planning on paying off as a family for yourselves, and then also what we're doing overall as a team. Because let me tell you something, these numbers have a big impact. Most people don't realize how much debt that everyone around them is drowning in them. It is drowning in. And so it's really important that you're sharing this message of hope and freedom. A very important thing to keep in mind is that this is something that helps set AdvoCare apart from everything else out there, because we as a team and as a company are so focused on families and financial freedom, and that's not a message that you're getting from many places in the marketplace. And so the fact that that's something that we're bringing with strength and with passion is going to make people realize that what we're doing here is different. So maybe you say, you know what, well, I don't really have any debt, so I don't really need to be a part of this campaign. First off, I would ask you if that is true, because a lot of people say, I don't really have any debt except. And if there's an except in there, then you have debt. So my husband and I don't have any debt except our van and our home. So to a lot of people, they may go, well, you don't really have a lot of debt. Well, maybe by comparison of our national standard, we don't, which is a scary situation, because for us, having any debt means that it still affects our financial choices. And what affects our financial choices affects our lives. And so we want to get rid of those debts. Those are the debts that we're working towards with the $1 Million Debt Buster program. So that may be you, where you go, well, I don't have school loans, I don't have credit card loans, I don't have medical debt, anything like that. But perhaps you still got a house loan or a boat loan or those sorts of things. So you want to be in the program for that reason. Maybe you're like one of our team members, Dane, who's an absolute champion, and he actually lives a debt-free lifestyle. That is completely, unheard of. The majority of people are not living debt-free. But because he realizes the value of debt freedom, he is sharing this program with the people in his life because he knows that not everybody is living that lifestyle. And so that's a great approach to have as well, is, maybe you are 100% debt free, and that is phenomenal. But if you are, then that doesn't mean that you don't still have an obligation to help the people around you, because they need this and they need to know about it. So I've got a couple of recommendations outside of, first off, make sure you have your Debt Buster program. Make sure you contact your Ruby and Above leader and let them know you want to be on this program with us and join us in this movement. And past that, if what I'm saying kind of sounds foreign or crazy, or maybe you just need to start believing in why this is so important, I've got a couple of book recommendations for you as well. But remember, those action steps come before sitting down to read these books. The first of which came to us, it's called, let's see if you can see it, Debt is Slavery. And that book was given to us, I guess it was just under 2 weeks ago. And I read that book in about 1 week's time. Very, very easy read, very, very interesting. And here's the thing to keep in mind. If you want to change your life, you got to change your thinking first. And that book will help you do that. And it's going to help it make a whole lot of sense. The cool thing about using that book is that we have the tools in Advocare to accomplish debt freedom, where that book doesn't necessarily give you the tools of the momentum money and all the things that we get with Advocare. After you read that book, something to start getting you to think bigger is another book that we were actually given. So you got to love Advocare and your leaders giving you books and earning them. But it's called The Legacy Journey by Dave Ramsey. And that is going to be a longer term look. And if you were swallowed up in debt, Dave goes through this thing. It's called You, Them, Us, Then. And so if you already have a lot of debt and you're living paycheck to paycheck, well, then you're in that you category. But the cool thing is once you start breaking free of that, or now then us them, early mornings, half a spark so far in, got to drink the rest. But now then us them. So if you're in that now time frame, then that can help you start moving into that later down the line. You can start investing, you can start planning. But if you are soaked up in debt, then you can't focus on that. And then as you take care of that and you start taking care of your family's finances down the line, you can start thinking about everybody else that you can be giving to and helping with the income that you're earning, because you're not paying all these creditors at these high interest rates. So anyway, those are both really great reads. I hope that you enjoy them as much as I did. And get on $1 Million Debt Buster, share it with everyone you know. And right now we're on track for $4 million. But if this team takes a hold of what's actually going on, it could very well be the $10 million Debt Buster. And think about the way we could change the face of this country if in 1 year's time of our program, we could pay off $10 million worth of debt collectively. And then what could we do the following year? So y'all have an awesome day and weekend. Y'all are champions.